Hi guys, welcome back. We're off to London today. We're in Brisbane, going on the QF51, connected to the QF1 from Singapore over to London. We've got a very interesting case, as we always have. We've got a 37-year-old male who had a spinal injury from jumping into a pool in Fiji. He's been brought back to Australia. He's a UK citizen, hence for travelling to London. So his day, or should say week 8 post-injury, he's got a tracheostomy. He's a C4, C5, which is really interesting. He's a incomplete Asia C spinal cord injury. So he's got a tracheostomy, the cuff's been down for periods of time. He's on room air for periods of time. He's also on oxygen in flight. So quite dynamic in terms of their functionality. So C4s generally have involvement with the spinal or with the diaphragm, and so respiratory function is compromised a little bit. Capacity to clear the airway is limited, so hence we're travelling with a tracheostomy. That should be decannulated in the next few weeks. It is early, but we've got some social reasons why we're travelling. Mum's pregnant, or the wife is pregnant, and we've got to move on and get her back to the UK safely. Okay, that's our update. We'll give you a bit more information a little bit on the flight. Bye for now. Okay, so we're in flight now. We're next flying back. We've got the oxygen not running. We're running 2 litres. That's about 94-95%. We're climbing to altitude, but now on sats 98% or 2 litres. We've also given him a little bit of food and fluid through the NG tube, so he's got a little bit of calories going in. But we start really slowly at first, mostly water, a little bit of juice, and we only give him about a half dose just to get him acclimatised. We also warm up the fluid so it's not cold. And once we're confident that at altitude his stomach is expanding nicely and he's tolerating it, then we can increase the amount of feeds. We certainly don't want any aspiration, so we're still sitting upright at this stage, and we'll recline the seat 30 minutes after that light feeding, and then he'll go into a sleep mode. As you can see, there's no one else in the back here. We've got the whole cabin to ourselves. That's us for the moment. We'll talk a little bit later on. So we're travelling with 1, 2, 3, 4 carry-ons. So in the first bag, we just got consumables. So we've got a bit of oxygen tubing we're using, some food mix, change of clothes, some saline in case we have hypertension, and some food and some feed. So they're all got labels on it so they can fly internationally. And we've also got our medications that we're using for the next couple of days. The second one we've got is our medical bag, which is more of a dedicated, so it's airway listed up there, circulation, breathing, that sort of stuff, monitor, cardiac, and just a range of medications, oral and IV, our blood glucose. The next one here is our POC, which is called a portable oxygen concentrator. That gives us oxygen on the ground if we need it. And the fourth bag is the airway bag, which is also for got suction. And it's got some consumables in there. Also, we're doubling up with more medications. So that's a bit about all the gear we carry. It's like a mobile hospital going from all around the world. Everything you need, you have to have with you, just in case. So here we are on the Singapore to Heathrow leg. We've had a lot of secretions in the first sector. A lot of oral, we've gone through a couple of boxes of tissues. Also, we used a lot of secretions coming through the tracheostomy, so we've had to suction quite a bit. Also do about 2 or 3 tube changes, so the inner cannula had to come out, had to be cleaned and put back in. So there's some of the challenges we had. Now on the second leg, he's really fatigued, really tired, he's now asleep. We haven't been able to feed him as much as we'd like because he did have a bit of a cough. We were worried about him aspirating. He's now in the bed, reclined, asleep, and we're really looking at pressure area care throughout these two sectors. There's a lot of contact between surfaces of the aircraft, and we have to make sure we monitor those, take photos and document that. We do turn in every 2 to 3 hours, and so he doesn't have pressure areas build up. It's very difficult with spinal patients to know where they're sore and make sure that their bladder and bowels are working nicely, as well as their skin integrity. So that's our update. We'll talk a little bit later on. So we're in London now, and just to give you an update. Look, it didn't go to plan. We arrived, our client was very, very sleepy and wasn't breathing up, and developed plugs in their lungs, dropped his oxygen levels. We're on the Aero bridge. We had to do some chest physio and do some suctioning and chest vibes to try and loosen that secretion. And it worked initially. It took a few goes, but then as we went through the arrivals hall, it happened again, and this time we couldn't get his sats over 80%, even with a little bit of oxygen on board. So a lot of chest physio, a lot of vibes, and after about 5 or 6 or 7 minutes, we just called the ambulance and got support. We needed it. The ambulance came within about 15 minutes, and we had some local paramedics from Heathrow Airport attend as well and assist us. We travelled to the local hospital and we were able to put him into the resus bay and do a lot more effective physio with him and try and clear the secretions with some saline nebs, a bit more high flow oxygen, and he became a lot more stable. Now it is noted that he was febrile, he was 38.2, and so we're thinking that he did aspirate prior to departure, even though he had clear secretions then, but he might have aspirated during the flight as well, and he's just brewed a chest infection, created all the thick plugs, plus the altitude drying up, and he's ended up being a little bit unwell. It is a super long flight, 28 hours, 35 hours from door to door, and he wasn't quite in tip-top condition. Remember, we were trying to get him home for both social reasons and medical reasons, and we were wanting to wait a little bit longer, but everyone wanted him to get back to the UK, and so pushing patients who are unwell long distances is complicated, and we're somewhat lucky, and he's somewhat lucky that it happened on arrivals where we're able to help and get assistance quickly. So that's the mission. Very, very complicated and technically challenging. We're glad that that one's done and there's a family there, but there's a lot more to the story regarding 4 kids under the age of 6 and another one on the way, and the father with a C4, C5 spinal injury. That's devastating for them, and it's not going to be easy to bounce back and recover, and it's going to be a lot of community support to get them through. So there we go, that's our story to London. Bye for now.